You know, having spent some time at his high school and at Texas Tech, that's exactly what everybody says. I mean, really, since he was very young, they say it just sort of, you're watching it and you see it, but it's still hard to believe. But it's certainly been a different road, Teddy, for these two quarterbacks to get to this level.
I can only imagine how Baker Mayfield feels like he hasn't slept in a year because of how it goes through his college season, and then after the college season, the banquet circuit, and then the draft, the combine, the draft, the rookie mini camps, and all of a sudden at the beginning of the year, you're the starter. And so he really hasn't had time to stop or process everything that he's going through. And the fact that he's still out there playing the way he is a testament to him, his mental toughness, his preparation, all of that. But your rookie year feels like a marathon because you just have no offseason.
It
feels
stop.
like. Now that's in contrast to Patrick Mahomes, who had the redshirt year. Basically, the NFL redshirt year where you get to sit here and you get to watch and you get to relax with no pressure. I mean, Baker Mayfield's had pressure for a while now, just constant. So those are the two contrasts, and still see them perform.
Well, not only that, dysfunction that
you lost your head coach and your offensive coordinator.
Hugh Jackson, Todd Haley in your first year, and you go through that situation, and then look at Patrick Mahomes on the opposite side. He's with one of the best coaches in Andy Reid. He takes a red shirt year, he sits there and he watches Alex Smith for a year, and he comes in and he lights it up. And the weapons, just think about Mahomes. Mahomes with the weapons that he has surrounding him, whether it be Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce, so many guys that can make plays for him at any given time. And then you look on the flip side where in Cleveland, where Mayfield is struggling to find the weapons that he wants, and the defense is having this struggle, and this team doesn't know how to win just yet. So they're counting on him to really pull this team out of the abyss.
How many times do we hear about it's not who drafts you, it's where you're drafted?
Yeah. This is exactly
and this is a perfect example. Patrick Mahomes put into an environment with a stable coaching staff, with weapons all around him, a win-now situation. And Baker Mayfield was put into an entirely different situation. Now, the front office in Cleveland is trying to establish continuity and stability, but it continues to be disrupted there in Cleveland, the latest example being this week. And so this front office, which is very good, now we'll see if it can overcome all the craziness that occurs in Cleveland on everybody else's watch. And if it can, that would be great for Baker Mayfield because he's certainly shown enough signs that he can be that guy that they want to build around.
And it's possible that Baker Mayfield, everything that he's learned conceptually on the offensive side of the ball, he may have to unlearn some of it based on who's calling the plays the next year or who his coach is going to be, those type of things. So depending on the decisions they make in Cleveland.
How about this week, Greg Williams, their new interim head coach, comes out and says that he wasn't the one that was behind the hiring of Freddie Kitchens, their new offensive coordinator, who has not been a full-time play caller.
Does that help? No.
No.
The answer to that is no. You're trying to just at least look like you're stable, even if you're not. Just give the appearance.
This has gone on in Cleveland since they've come back to the league. And no matter who, they've brought in great people, smart people, intelligent people. And to date, nobody's been able to overcome it. And again, this front office did a great job drafting the players they did. They're stockpiled with some talent from the last draft, the first draft that the new front office had. But you see some of these other things that go on around it, and you wonder if, as good as they are, if they'll be able to overcome everything going on around them.
What's that tell me if the head coach, the head coach Greg Williams, goes out and says, I had nothing to do with the offensive coordinator being hired or named or anything like that? What that tells me is he's not going to be here either. So there's going to be some changes in Cleveland. If you're not keeping everyone on the same page as a player, I'm looking at, well, maybe they don't see you as somebody they need to tell. So I don't know who's going to be with me next year helping me play quarterback if I'm Baker Mayfield.
And when you go back to Mahomes, I think he's talented enough. He would have been successful at this level, probably regardless, but it sure hasn't hurt him to land in such an optimal spot in a stable situation where he's been able to learn. Lucky for Patrick Mahomes.